Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo, and this is a video that I'm not going to lie, I should have made probably about a year and a half ago, right? I would say about probably February 2017 is when I should have actively done this, but I didn't. And what I'm basically here to say is that I'm quitting the skeptic community, whatever that might mean, right? I um I don't really assign that terminology to myself. In fact, I cringe every time I hear it because it's just like, oh, wow, it's so bad. Because I don't view myself as a skeptic. I view myself as a commentator, but I do talk about a lot of the same stuff that a lot of skeptics talk about, at least in that community. And even the people that are usually called the skeptic community don't even view themselves as being skeptics. It's a terminology that I'm not the only one that cringes at, trust me, or laughs at, or just kind of blows off. But it's what I think you would say is generally known about us, right? Those of us who comment on social events and current events, feminism, leftist politics, radical leftist actions, things along those lines. And it's become a very interesting culture and in a very interesting community. And it's one that over the span of the last year and a half, I have just grown to be bored with, right? Before, when things are popping, when things are interesting, prior to the 2016 election, really, it felt like there's a mission here, right? There's a reason for it. Like Gamergate felt like there was a reason for it. You're fighting against, these really crap politics in gaming. And for me specifically, it was about ethics in games journalism, and it still is. But it just, again, 4 years on, and I'm just kind of bored with it, right? I mean, I was talking to Sargon about it the other day, and he said, like, it's the media treadmill is cancer, which is very true. It is. And again, I find myself just waking up in the morning and looking through the news and not getting fired up to talk about it, not getting ready to go and reared up, and yeah, I feel like I have to put on this facade. I have to put on this persona. And the thing is, that mask that comes with that, people see through it. And they tell me, they'll tell me point blank, like, they'll go, Matt, you look like you hate what you do. You look like you don't like what you do. You look like you're bored. You look like you don't care. And I'm all like, yeah, it's true. I still care in essence for what it is, but the delivery method has been the same. The type of commentary coming out of me has been the same. It hasn't changed. What you heard me say 4 years ago, you would hear me say today. I'm bored of saying it repeatedly. Aren't you? Is kind of the question I would put. But when I talk about movies, when I talk over on $3 Theater, I'm genuinely excited to talk about those issues because movies mean a lot to me. Movies have been a key part of my DNA as a human my entire life, and I still love learning about movies and seeing them and talking about them and geeking out. And that is something that brings me joy. That is something that the people tell me. I will watch your $3 Theater content over Mundane Matt because you genuinely enjoy what you do. Because it's true, I do. I love talking about movies. I get super excited. I get to geek out on Star Wars. I get all happy and shit. But then I come over to this channel and I look for things to talk about. And like yesterday and today, I've just sat here at my computer reading article after article, headline after headline, and I'm just bored. I am looking for specific content that and this is my own fault, that I believe people come to expect out of me, and I'm not finding it. But I come across something as interesting as a headless torso found in an aquarium. I'm like, that's an interesting subject. I would actually like to discuss that further because I got a macabre sense of humor. I got a macabre. I'm morbid. I have morbid curiosity in that regard, right? I've taken like homicide writers courses in Hollywood where like we actually went through real life homicide cases to determine like how it happened and how it was solved, because I find that to be fascinating. So I geek out on that shit too. But when it comes to talking about feminism, what more can I say? When it comes to calling out Anita Sarkeesian, honest to God, what more can I say? Zoe Quinn, what more can I say? And that is when I look at these particular articles, these SJWs in gaming that do stupid stuff. And it is stuff worth calling out. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think I'm the person to call it out anymore because my argument doesn't change. What I say doesn't change. And then I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. I feel like I'm just going through the motions, that I'm not actively engaged anymore. And I move on to the next topic. I just move on and keep moving on and keep moving on. That treadmill is cancer. It sucks. So I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it, you know? And the way I view things right now is, look, I've made mistakes. All right. Everyone knows. I'm not hiding from it. But a large part of the next step is realizing why those things happened, understanding, acknowledging why those things happened, what got me to the point where I was stupid and allowed those things to happen. And a lot of that has to do with just frustration that I wasn't doing what I feel was best for me, that I was allowing myself to be stupid. And that's just on me. So, you know, when I talk about YouTube burnout, that was part of it. When I go and I learn, I take these courses like VidCon. I did the industry stuff. I went to Vid Summit last year, which was a 3-day conference on YouTube. I've read books, listened to YouTube gurus, trying to understand the algorithm in order to continue doing this. And I find myself again fascinated by the platform of YouTube, what it entails, what comes from it, how to grow, how to build. But then I go back to the content, and the content, which is obviously what you need more than anything else, bores me. This content bores me. Not all of it, you know, not all of it, obviously. But when I feel like that is what's expected of me, when I feel like going through the motions is what people want, I don't really care about it much anymore. I don't really find myself as engaged. And I feel like, and this is just, I think the reality of the game is when you go out there and you put video out there and like, you know, I expect every video now to be demonetized. Every video generally does for the first 48 hours, which basically means that like, ain't nothing going to happen with it anyway, because we all know that that makes no money. And I don't want to go out there every day and complain about it. Because I don't really feel like that's productive. And, you know, but when you want to go and talk about social justice stuff, you know that it's going to bring in views because people are interested. And so it becomes this odd dichotomy where I am combating my own internal impulses to switch gears for the sake of maintaining the status quo. And that is no one's fault but my own. That's the biggest thing here. That's the realization of this past week, the realization after going to MythCon and seeing the debates happen between people who are fundamentally ideologically opposed and what can come from that, and that it should go to that and it should be more of that and we should all push for that. And it dawned on me that I would rather engage in a discussion there than a one-sided discussion here. And that's been weighing on me a lot since I was at MythCon. And it's been weighing on me a lot. I should say it was realized while I was at MythCon, or fundamentally brought into clarity while I was there, versus the last year and a half where I've been kind of in that thought process, but have not recognized it in the right fashion. So, you know, I want to bring back like the podcast because I enjoy doing that. And I'm still figuring out the details, working with people right now on that. And, you know, I'm going to hold off quite a bit on the SJW stuff, unless it's pertinent to an interesting story or something along those lines. And I want to talk about other things that I find to be interesting and go from there. So I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know where things are at, what's going on, what to kind of expect, I guess. And then you'll see more in this upcoming week. Anyway, I really appreciate you paying attention, and I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.